Good morning and welcome to the County of Berks Board of Commissioners meeting for July 28th, 2022. At this point, please rise for a moment of silence followed by a pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning. We are without the services of Commissioner Leinbach, who's on assignment in Harrisburg, and we have Commissioner Rivera virtually today. This day marks one of the more favorite meetings of the year. We have ice cream immediately following the meeting. We are celebrating Berks County Dairy Princess 22 and 23, which will promote National Dairy Month, which is June, and National Ice Cream Month, which is July. Kick off the annual Employee Ice Cream Social. Ice cream will be served to county employees immediately following the commissioners' meeting. So without further ado, if we could have the young ladies come on up to the podium area and make your presentations, as well as lead us in a song, correct? There you go. Yes. Make sure it's on.
There we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Natalie Grumbine. I am the 2022 Berks County Dairy Princess. I'm 20 years old, and my parents are Larry and Denise Grumbine, and I'm going to school to become a vet tech. Audrey, you want to introduce yourself? What's your name?
Audrey.
What are your parents' names?
Doug and Rachel.
And how old are you?
4.
And what's your favorite thing to do on the farm?
Feed the baby cats and pet the kitties.
Do you want to sing your song for everybody?
Go ahead. Dairy's good for us, build strong teeth and bones. Free a day is what we need. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream is my favorite. When you choose yummy dairies, the benefits of dairy farms are super influential. Farmers work hard, take care of your cows to give them milk to enjoy. Dairy is good for us, build strong teeth and bones. Free a day is what we need. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream is my favorite. When you choose yummy dairies.
Awesome job, Audrey.
I couldn't memorize half of that.
Good morning. My name is Michaela Davis, and I'm the Pennsylvania Dairy Princess for this past year. I'm the 21-year-old daughter of Mike and Angie Davis of Leesport. I grew up on my family's farm, sold the cows in 2010. Now we live on a small farm. We raise Holstein heifers that you might see at the fairs in the next few weeks. I'm going to be a senior at Penn State World Campus studying Ag Business Management, hoping to find a degree or find a job in agriculture in some way, hopefully promoting the dairy industry, which I love so much. So thank you so much for having me here today.
Hello, I'm Alexa Davis. I'm one of the dairy ambassadors. I'm the 16-year-old daughter of Mike and Angie Davis, and I'm going into 10th grade at Schuylkill Valley High School.
Hi, I'm Danica Rhodes. I'm also a dairy ambassador. I'm the 13-year-old daughter of Darren and Sandy Rhodes, and I will be starting 8th grade at the King's Academy.
I want to thank Alexa and Danica for helping me so much. They are a great help throughout the year. All right, so I'm gonna read my speech for you guys, and this is, what role will you have within the dairy industry? When I was younger, my perception of a dairy farmer was an individual who cares for their cows, milks them, provides us consumers with nutritious whole milk. Overall, that still holds true today. However, that's a very basic description of a dairy farmer. I used to see my dad milk the cows, the milk truck pick up the milk, and then splash, the milk and dairy products were on the shelves at the grocery store. I knew where my food came from and that it didn't just appear in the grocery store. But what I didn't know is how it got there and why people were convinced to buy it. I did not fully grasp how not only farmers, but people who worked at the dairy plant or those who write informational articles or the truck drivers were all a part of the dairy industry. The number of careers that are tied to the dairy industry is amazing. Pennsylvania's dairy industry contributes almost more than $12 billion annually in jobs and generates more than $39 billion in direct wages. Working in a dairy career allows you to contribute to an important component of everyday life, milk and dairy foods. Close your eyes and imagine stepping onto a dairy farm. Picture in your head the many sounds, smells, and people you might see as you visit. Open your eyes, and now let's discuss the dairy industry careers to consider along with their key responsibilities. The first stop on the dairy career tour is the milking parlor, where you will meet the milker. It seems like such a basic job, but for farms that do not have robots, how else will we yield the milk from the dairy cow? A milker uses equipment to relieve cows 2 to 3 times a day and keeps the cows comfortable. Sometimes dairy farm families rely on these milkers to be a help not only to the family, but to the dairy industry as well. As the cows leave the parlor, so will we. Following the cows, in the freestall, we will meet a herd manager. A herd manager helps the dairy farmer oversee the herd health as a whole. A herd manager helps the dairy farmer oversee the cow's records and information. They will most likely take on the breeding program of the farm and see what bulls they want to use to improve the genetics of the herd. They help the dairy farmer keep his or her operation running as smoothly as possible. The milk and herd manager have key roles on the dairy farm to ensure the cows are comfortable, profitable, and safe. Around the farm, you might see the farmer mix feed for the cows, a calf feeder that feeds bottles of milk to the newborn calves, or even a milk tester. The milk tester ensures the quality of product that leaves the farm and is delivered to the store. There are plenty other jobs related to the dairy industry that are off the farm, and they keep the industry running as well. Take a journalist, for example. It may not seem like they do much directly for the dairy industry, but they do. The journalist is going to write an article about my family dairy farm, or they will highlight the impact of drinking whole milk, the price of the industry, and so many other topics. They will help spread the key word about this amazing industry. There's a dairy nutritionist who helps us develop a healthy, balanced diet to keep our cows healthy and produce the most high-quality product they can. There are quality controls workers at the milk plant that are testing the milk as it makes its way through the bottling process or into other dairy products. A career that impacts the dairy industry so much is a truck driver who picks up our milk from the farm and takes it to the plant. Then the driver will deliver that milk to the grocery store so that consumers can buy and enjoy the milk and other dairy products like yummy ice cream, string cheese, and yogurt. Just like you, our cows need to see a doctor. We have a veterinarian that helps treat and keep our cows healthy, and mechanics that help fix our equipment and machines. One truly amazing thing is that most dairy farmers do most of these jobs themselves. Dairy farmers do not just milk their cows, but they are chemists, mechanics, nutritionists, a doctor, a friend, a caretaker, and so much more. So think about our earlier visit to the dairy. There are so many people that impact the dairy industry every single day. These men and women in our industry are working so incredibly hard every single day to provide nature's most perfect drink. It is not only them, but it's also other men, women, children, princesses, and so many others who are selling this nutritious product. I named all these jobs, and I still haven't even begun to scratch the surface of the careers that keep the dairy industry running. So with that being said, I will leave you with this. What role will you take on to impact the dairy industry today? Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, Alexa, Michaela, Natalie, Danica, and Audrey, Thank you so much. And we also have certificates for those who could not attend. Reagan Kreitzer, Ali Yunker, and Olivia Lesher. So if you don't mind taking those and distributing those for us. So that's a rarity for us to hand out certificates to everybody. But
Thank you.
thank you so much for what you do for the dairy industry. Thank you, young lady. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And because I'm the only one of three here, I get 3 bowls of ice cream. And I get to stand in line first. Did you bring any tea berry?
I'm not sure what they brought.
Okay, because Ron will not eat unless there's tea berry. Okay.
I'm sure there will be plenty of ice cream for everyone.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the presentation. It was
Thank
wonderful.
you so much for having
Thank
us.
you. Okay, let's eat. Okay, very good. We will now move on to notification of our executive sessions that we had prior to this meeting. We had on July 18th, personnel and litigation, July 20th, personnel, July 26th, personnel, July 28th, contract negotiations, personnel, security, and litigation. Also will ask for approval of the minutes of the July 14th, 2022 Commissioners meeting. If there are no objections or corrections, the minutes will stand approved as presented. Hearing none, the minutes are approved. My executive assistant, Jessica Blauser, will read the notice of public comment for virtual as well as for in-person comments. Jessica?
Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit 1 comment. Comment length is dictated by the limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you, Jesse. Do we have any in-person public comment? And I don't have my computer in front of me. Do we have questions or comments on the agenda items prior to us going through the agenda?
We do have an online comment. It is specific to one of the items that's listed on the agenda.
Please read it for us.
Sure.
Thank you.
Crystal Kowalski, why missing? Good morning, commissioners. Thank you again for taking the time to make a well thought out decision on the Berks County Correctional Facility. I understand that the vote to finalize the needs assessment is today. I also understand that no final decisions will be made until the end of 2023. Since the needs assessment is one of the tools you'll be using to make the decision, I believe it will be helpful to have it be more reflective of our current situation and the direction we are intentionally moving. The project is too high. The projection is too high. The jail population has been hovering around 700 people for the greater part of the year. If you add the 100 beds for flex needs, you get to 800. This is well below 960. That being said, 800 is also too high for the following reasons. A, ongoing work on bail reform. B, diligent work being done by probation and parole and BCPS. C, probable legalization of marijuana. D, not currently fully using diversionary programs. E, possible changes in legislation on driver license suspensions. John Adams has indicated a need for this. F, working towards better places for MH and addiction services. G, CGL's assumption that jail population increases with the overall population is historically not true. We can look back and see the overall population increase and the jail population decrease. Since it is not true, we should not use it in a projection, as jail assessments provide a recommendation about what capacity a jail needs to be to meet a county's need. It is helpful to do a more detailed breakdown of who is incarcerated and why. Then we must ask, does that person need to be in jail? Are we willing to pay for them to be there? Thank you, Crystal Kowalski.
Thank you, Jesse. Okay, moving on to the agenda. We have under Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2022 budget transfers in the amount of $436,682 and 2022 appropriations in the amount of $8,680,120 per listing dated July 22, 2022. Human Resource, adopt a resolution authorizing human resource recommendations dated July 28, 2022. Authorize the promotion of Jennifer Smelter from RN Supervisor to Assistant Director of Nursing at the Berks Heim. Authorize the transfer of Caitlin Moyer from Office Support 3 Prothonotary to Office Support 3 Management Confidential Jail System. Authorize the transfer of Angelica Sandoval from Office Support 4 District Judges to Office Support 4 Interpreter Coordinator in Court Administration. Authorize salary adjustments effective July 29th of 2022 for attorneys in the District Attorney, Public Defender, Solicitors Departments, and Guardian ad litems for the attached salary adjustment memorandum. Under my report, adopt the resolution authorizing the appointment of Joe Conway, West Reading, to the Berks County MHDD Advisory Board to fill an unexpired term ending on December 31st, 2023. Under Commissioner Rivera, adopt the resolution authorizing the appointment of Jack Gumbach, West Reading, Pennsylvania, to the Berks County Municipal Authority to fill the remainder of a 5-year term, which will expire on December 31st, 2022. And Jack is here in the audience. I think he was really excited about his appointment, so he came to the meeting today. Under Commissioners, item A, adopt the resolution authorizing Christian Y. Leinbach as chair to execute the amendment to participating health plan application and subcontractor business associate agreement, known as the Joinder Agreement between RX Benefits, Prescription Benefits, Inc., and the County of Berks Participating Health Plan, amending Section 6 of the agreement and correcting Exhibit B. Item B, adopt the resolution authorizing Christian Y. Leinbach as chair to execute the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, PCCD, subgrant award notification on behalf of the Berks County Adult Probation Department for the County Intermediate Punishment Program 2223 in the amount of $490,955 for the period of July 1st through June 30th of 2023. Item C, adopt the resolution authorizing adoption of the needs assessment as recommended by CGL and the Berks County Correctional Facilities Steering Committee. Item D, adopt the resolution authorizing Christian Y. Leinbach as chair to execute the Peach Street Bridge, Kutztown, Pennsylvania installation and maintenance agreement between the County of Berks and Borough of Kutztown, assigning responsibility for the cost of installation, operations, and maintenance of bridge lighting and other items on the proposed Peach Street Bridge replacement project in the Borough of Kutztown. Item E, adopt the resolution authorizing a letter of support for South Heidelberg Township's application to the Commonwealth Financing Authority for the Multimodal Transportation Grant for their Crick Lane Extension and Intersection Improvement Project. Item F, adopt the resolution authorizing a letter of support for Blue Creek Investments application to the Commonwealth Finance Authority for a multimodal transportation grant for their Camp Swatara Road project. Item G, adopt the resolution authorizing a letter of support for Amity Township's application to the Commonwealth Financing Authority for a multimodal transportation grant for their Tollgate Roadway and Culvert project. Item H, adopt the resolution authorizing Christine Sadler as County Solicitor to retain Fox Rothschild, LLP, to represent Berks County in the Nani Fisher Trust matter and execute a letter of engagement. Item 2, motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the attachment listing dated July 25th, 2022. We have 21 total contracts, 1 for Berks Heim, 6 for Children and Youth Services, 1 for Coroner, 1 under Court Administration, and I will refer to Ron Seaman for clarification on a minor correction on that contract. Ron?
Thank you, Commissioner. Contract listed as number 10, an independent contractor agreement for an attorney. under the description is stated as requiring representation in post-conviction relief act proceedings, and it should actually be to serve as a conflicts counsel. This is simply a title change. There's no differentiation in salary, reporting structure, or so on and so forth. It's just simply correcting the title.
Thank you, Ron, for the correction. Moving on, we also have 4 for facilities, 1 for the jail, 3 for juvenile probation, 1 for the library system, 2 for MHDD, mental health and developmental disabilities, and 1 for the parks department. Under item 3, motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers as set forth on the Controller's Office vouchers listing dated July 28th, 2022. And item 4 is motion to authorize execution of employee payroll disbursements dated August 2nd, 2022. That concludes our agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
And I will second that. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Thank you, Commissioner Rivera. Reports of Treasurer and Controller. We have with us Linda Weaver under the County Treasurer's report. Linda, good morning.
Good morning. We have an opening balance of $243,366,246.04. We have a balance to clear of $3,151,927.84, leaving us with a balance of $240,214,318.20.
Thank you, Linda. And we move on to the Controller's report. We have Graj and Nikhil here in person, so good morning.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, hold on, Michael. Sorry. Thanks for picking that up for us. Would you mind starting over, please?
I can, sure.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. The approved disbursements for Commissioners meeting 7/28/22 amounted to $28,857,776.35, which included checks, wires, and electronic transfers to various vendors. We also received permission to disperse payroll on August 2nd in the amount of $4,551,272.09.
Thank you very much for the report. Appreciate it. Under Chief Administrative Officer, we have Ronald R. Seaman.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. Under Commissioner's comments, Commissioner Rivera.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Barnhart. I have a few things. First of all, I want to congratulate and thank the Dairy Princesses for being there today. Unfortunately, I will not be there to have some ice cream, but maybe Barbara can get some for me and put it in the freezer there, and I can get it when I get back on Monday. Wow. Well, just to make sure that I can say that I tried the ice cream and that it was good. So. So a few comments that I have here today as well. Just wanted to remind everyone that this Tuesday is the National Night Out, and there are different events going on, 2 that I am aware of. One is in the city of Reading, and the other is in Bern Township in the city of Reading. It will be from 5 to 8 p.m. at the 500 block of Penn Street. And there will be different vendors there. There'll be items to give away. There'll be music. There'll be different things going on at the National Night Out in Reading. So again, that is on Tuesday, the 500 block of Penn Street from 8 to 5 p.m. Also, Bern Township has their National Night Out as well, and that will be at the Bern Pool, which is at 1020 Rebirth Bridge Road, and they will have music, food, emergency vehicles, face painting, dunk tanks, and some other stuff there as well. Again, that is on Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. So please get out and let's support this national night out that is being celebrated throughout the county. Another item I wanted to let everyone know is that I was out last week because Commissioner Leinbach and I were both at the National Association of Counties 2022 annual conference in Aurora, Colorado, and we had the opportunity there to attend different workshops. We also had the opportunity to vote for what will be the National Association of Counties 2022 and 2023 legislative agenda. In other words, the counties from across the United States come together to determine and say, okay, what is important for counties during the next year? And then based on that is that they go out and lobby and meet with our congressional delegates throughout the United States to let them know what items are important for counties. I sit on the Community Economic and Workforce Development Committee, and there were different items that were brought up there relative to economic, workforce, and community development in communities throughout the United States. Also, we had the opportunity to speak with different vendors who we have put in contact with different departments in the county, such as Human Resources, our IT department, our Veterans Department, which have different products or items that may be of benefit to the county. So it's really beneficial to go out to this conference and see what's going on nationwide, meet different people and meet different vendors as well, which could provide a benefit to the county. So that's why I was not there last week. And also just to remind everyone that there's a crisis line, which is the National Suicide Hotline. It's 988. Part of that is for veterans. So if you dial 988 and press 1, you'll be connected with qualified care responders. So if you or anyone you know about is considering suicide or would like more information on what you can do to help prevent suicide and talk with people about it, again, 988 is the National Suicide Hotline. And that is all I have. Commissioner Barnhart, back to you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera, for your comments. It looks like you need some furniture for that room behind you.
I do a little bit, yeah.
So also today is National Intern or Job Shadow Day, and I have with us this morning Maddie Campbell. She is going to be a senior at Wyomissing Area High School in the fall and wants to pursue law after she graduates. So she's here with us. She's been with us for about a week or so, and another 2 weeks, getting a real flavor for county government. So welcome to our meeting, and I hope you're having an enjoyable time so far. I would also like to reference back to the needs assessment and the comments made by our participant on this morning. The needs assessment has been updated on July of 2022 and passed today and recommended by the Berks County Correctional Facility Steering Committee, which I chair. So along with the steering committee and CGL, we have put together some responses to the 6 questions that were forwarded to the Reading Eagle for comment. As you're aware, a request has been made via an article in the Reading Eagle by an advocacy group to take action on adopting the assessment of needs without addressing certain concerns they have raised. We would like to take this opportunity to address these items in order to properly address those issues. It is important to understand the context with which the county must utilize to properly make this important decision. First, the duties of the correctional staff is to safely house and care for the detainees remanded to them by the County of Berks judicial system and its minor judiciary, especially in today's overarching need for mental health programming and treatment beds. The County of Berks does not control who is remanded to the correctional facility. Second, the duty of the County of Berks is to ensure that proper facilities are provided to allow the correctional staff to perform their mandated responsibility to care and house detainees remanded to the County of Berks Correctional Facility. In order to fulfill these 2 duties as established by law, the Board of Commissioners must determine the number of inmate beds needed to allow for proper classification, separations based upon the current County of Berks justice system requirements in place at this time, as well as make reasonable predictions regarding upcoming justice system initiatives. The County of Berks does not control who and for how long detainees are held in the Berks County Correctional Facility. The most current statistical information and projection modeling has been utilized to make the projections included in the needs assessment update of July 2022 and are formulated based upon empirical data and not opinion as to what might happen in the future. Therefore, we want to specifically address the questions from the news article. 1. Update table ES3 without changes to classification. We are unable to update table ES3 at this ES1 at this time due to changes in the jail's reporting methods and structures. The jail is legally obligated to confine individuals awaiting trial and/or sentencing and does not determine the classification of a crime. The courts determine the classification of a crime. However, the difference in data captured in the update does not impact the recommended detainee population. Item 2, interview and take into account the views of additional stakeholders. Interviews are being scheduled with citizen advocacy group stakeholders identified as having potential interest and views about programming, the treatment of inmates and staff, and the overall environment within the jail setting. While we understand these citizen advocacy stakeholder groups may also have views and opinions about the needs assessment, we are confident that the interviews conducted with justice system stakeholders were thorough and provided the information necessary to determine a safe and adequate amount of bed space. Question 3, eliminate the disproved correlation between an increase in county population, at-risk population included, and an increase in jail population. Data shows the jail population decreasing as the county's population increased. As indicated in the table 1-2, the incarceration rate per 1,000 people in Berks County declined steadily over the last 15 years and thus does not show direct correlation between population growth and incarceration rate. Question 4, subtract any of the 60+ beds projected for protective custody that would be used for solitary confinement. Solitary confinement has been deemed a form of torture by the United Nations and has no place here. The cells designed for single cell occupancy, referred to as protective custody, are specifically designed for various reasons, which include clinical, mental health, and behavioral issues, and disruptive inmates who are security risks to other inmates, staff, and jail operations. It is sometimes necessary to have space for separation of detainees and is a measure of protection for inmates whose safety is threatened by other inmates. Item 5, limit pretrial detention, which currently accounts for approximately 2/3 of the Berks jail population, and reduce projected bed count accordingly. The jail is legally obligated to confine individuals the courts deem appropriate for incarceration. This decision is a matter of public safety and judgment of the Berks County justice system and not the County of Berks. Item 6, recognize that projection models relying on historical data and conventional industry norms are rooted in a culture of mass incarceration and utilize models that seek to ameliorate this pervasive problem. While we all desire less crime and thus less incarceration, as stated above, the jail is legally obligated to confine individuals the courts deem appropriate for incarceration. This decision is a matter of public safety and judgment of the Berks County justice system and not the County of Berks government. I also would like to reference some of the items in the needs assessment on page 7 in particular. The projection from now till 2035 is the projection of 92 females and 724 males would conceivably be incarcerated at the correctional facility. That's 816 folks. So 960 beds, 816. There's significant need to move people to different areas. There's mental health, there's treatment, there are female and male areas. So we need flexibility to move people. We can't manage this at a number of exactly who is there today with these trends. Also, if you really look at today's number, actually this is yesterday's number, we had 687 folks at the jail with the potential bed space. If we filled every single bed in the facility, would be 1,365. So that's really about 50% of the maximum capacity. I think the concern is, are we going to overbuild the jail? If that would be true, then we would actually have 1,365 people there today. The courts and every other entity involved in the criminal justice system has done a tremendous job of keeping these numbers at or below 700, and they will continue to do so. I, more than anybody, along with my colleagues, want to make sure when we do construct this new correctional facility, it is right-sized. because it will be paid for by the taxpayers. So we are the fiduciary responsibility for building and right-sizing a jail. We certainly take everyone's comments into consideration, but at the end of the day, it's not about having 700 people incarcerated today that there still will remain 700. You certainly need flexibility and space for services. The primary reason we are looking at this is to provide those necessary services for the people that are incarcerated, as well as a better environment for the staff that work there day in and day out. So again, thank you for your comments, but I think we've done a very thorough job with CGL and our steering committee on this initial needs assessment. Again, as we move forward in the process, we're going to be having public meetings, town hall meetings. We are being as open, as transparent as humanly possible. No decisions are being made without the public input that we've had. We had a visioning session back in May. We had an overflow crowd here in this room, and we had participants from the community. So we will continue to provide that service as we move forward with this facility. Along the same lines, moving on to CGL will be here in person next Thursday, August 4th, to unveil our new website. Will be the correctional facility website. If you're looking for information up to this point, it is on the county website, countyofberks.com. We will be moving it from the County of Berks website to a separate Berks County Correctional Facility website that will be unveiled next Thursday. So if you want to tune in or come here in person, we will then unveil that and let you know everything that we're doing and all the information you need as a community to understand the need for a new correctional facility here in Berks County. That was a lot for me to say in one day, but I was covering for, at least I was covering for somebody else anyway. Michael, Commissioner Rivera spoke for himself, so I was also speaking for Commissioner Linebaugh. So that being said, we're moving on to any row officer comments. Any row officers are virtual this morning, have your opportunity. If not, do we have any other public comment in person or virtually? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn for ice cream. Thank you.